Hello and welcome to Lords. I'm Mike Atherton and this is my greatest entertainers 11. English cricket is on a roll right now.
Gone! Caught in Nutty! Flintoff comes back in the best way possible.
A crushing victory in the Caribbean, the first for 38 years, has been followed by a decisive series win over the highly rated Kiwis here at home. There's an undeniable feeling of optimism surrounding the game as the England team notch up these victories with an exciting brand of play that's getting many of the players noticed around the world.
In the air and caught. Off he goes.
But how do they match up with some of the greats from other nations, or indeed with the compatriots from the recent past? Would any of them deserve a place in my entertainers 11? Let's find out. First up is the little master, Sachin Tendulkar. The son of Mumbai made his first-class debut as a 15-year-old. He was the youngest player to make his debut for India, aged just 16. At 23, he was captain, with a test average of nearly 60.
Oh, he's gone after him again, and he did a big one. That's into the stands.
There aren't many batsmen that bowlers of the likes of Shane Warne and Glenn McGrath fear, but he's certainly one of them.
Well, Warne took the points in the first innings, but he teed this one off beautifully. Warne looking for that rough area. Right from the moment it left that willow, it was always going to be 6 runs. Beautiful blow.
Well, that's well hit. 6.
Oh, that's a great shot. On the up through the offside. Don't worry chasing that one. That's for Tendulkar, who's beginning to stamp himself all over this match.
Tendulkar going for the big one.
Twin spin for the Australians, and what a shot.
The pressure created by the responsibility placed on his shoulders by a cricket-mad country such as India can only be imagined, but his response to it never fails to amaze.
Tendulkar has gone for the big one and drew up his 100 in style. 25th 100 in Test match cricket. That's a stunning blow down the ground.
Wow. Cop that. Staggering.
Oh, what a shot that is. That's a magnificent cricket shot, and that is a 50 of absolute brilliance in tough conditions. It's his 13th score over 50 against England, and it's his 15th test against them.
I think there's been a slight change in tactics.
Each time he has a dip in form, all of India seems to hold its breath, wondering if their greatest sporting icon has finally reached the end of the road. But each time he comes back stronger than before.
Nice way to the end of the over. Magnificent stroke. 327 for 2.
Tendulkar goes to 100. He does it with one of the hardest shots in the game, executed perfectly. That is a marvellous performance.
Gosh, that was good. That was simply magnificent. Nice way to bring up your 150. Now that's going to be 6. Brilliant.
In contemporary cricket, there's perhaps no one who combines such grace and power to such devastating effect as Sachin Tendulkar, unless, of course, you include my selection at number 2, Brian Lara. Lara wasn't quite the prodigy that Tendulkar was. He made his Test debut in 1991, aged 21, but in the middle of that decade he hit as rich a vein of form as has maybe ever been seen in the game. And I had the good fortune, if those are the right words, to have a close-up view of his record-breaking 375 in Antigua in 1994.
Mounting tension for Brian Lara.
Beautiful cover drive. Through for 4. .365. He's equal Gary Sobers. Atherton's piling the pressure on Lara, making him wait. He wants his fielders in the right position. Nothing in this game of cricket comes easy, nor should it. He's not going to give him this run. Sobers waits on the boundary edge. His nerves jangling as well. The field is set. Everybody but third man and long leg is saving the single. Here comes Chris Lewis to Brian Lara. He's gone for the pole, and there it is. Brian Lara has done it. The ball rockets into the boundary fence. The new world record holder is Brian Charles Lara of Trinidad and Tobago. What a moment for Trinidad and Tobago and West Indies cricket.
That same year, Durham were on the receiving end of another record-breaking innings. This 501 remains the highest score in first-class cricket.
There is a decent reply. Yes, he only gets 6 for it. It might have been almost far enough for a 12, and it wasn't what Jimmy Adams instructed. However, it was what Lara decided to execute. Shot. That was a beauty. There's no one at extra cover, and there's no point in running for that either. If you're the batsman. It's in the air, but it's found the gap. Hit like a rocket.
Scores level. 3 slips, 2 gullies, a leg slip. Finally he's up in the leg slip position. Short mid wicket, short cover. Gillespie. Brian Lara has won the match for the West Indies. The West Indies team run onto the oval, and one of the great results in Test match history has just been witnessed here at the Kensington Oval. So Brian Lara, Sherwin Campbell with his century. So Brian Lara finished with 153, not out.
Recently, Lara's form has been less reliable, as the West Indies themselves have declined as a power in the game. The first 3 tests of England's Caribbean tour in 2003-04 seem to confirm that decline. That is, until he returned to the scene of his greatest innings, Antigua, where once again he made history.
And that's gone away for 4. 250 for Brian Lara. Brings it up in the most majestic of fashions. There he goes. That's a 300 for Lara. He'll get there comfortably. Second triple century for Brian Lara, and isn't he happy? Only the second man in the history of the game to get 2 triple centuries.
Well, the smiles back on the faces of West Indies cricket, and it's the genius that's done it for the record. 300 in 404 deliveries, 34 fours, 2 sixes, and he's still in.
Well, just to finish things off. Yeah, as I was saying, he's very tired, poor fellow. Third 6 for Lara.
But have a look at this. Yeah, he looks tired, so why run? We'll just hit it out of the ground. And it has gone literally out of the ground.
That's gone a long, long way. It's gone into the Viv Richards pavilion for 6. And it draws a Brian Lara level with the current other world record holder, Matthew Hayden.
That's the way to do it. Michael Vaughan brings the field in. I have a feeling I know where this might be going, Bish.
There it is. The world record has fallen once again to Brian Charles Lara of Trinidad and Tobago and the West Indies, the second time in his career that he's broken this record. And what a moment of history this is, a repeat performance. 10 years ago he set it, and he's done it again at the very ground.
399, Brian Lara on strike. There goes the sweep, there it is. Perhaps the most significant single ever in the history of Test match cricket. Brian Charles Lara becomes the first man in the history of the game to register a score of 400. 582 deliveries, 776 minutes, with 43 fours and 4 sixes. A remarkable human being.
At 3 is another West Indian, this time of a slightly older vintage. He's a man who, in the opinion of many observers, may very well be the finest batsman of the post-war era, Sir Viv Richards. Always the man for the big occasion, he smashed 192 on his debut in 1972. He still holds the record for the most number of runs in a calendar year, 1,710.
No need to run for that one.
And there's another 4, and it's a great shot.
The challenge answered, and a terrific shot. Well, short, that's it. 200 by Viv Richards.
He was equally brilliant at the one-day game.
And Botham once again to bowl to him. That's hoisted away. Beautiful shot again. Right. Amazing the strength of this man on the leg side. Just seemed to flick that over the mid-wicket boundary for 6. And that shot again. Absolutely magnificent. Straight 6 this time. And again to a ball pitching outside the leg stump. A couple of steps away and just put it exactly where he wanted it. Straight for 6.
We're really seeing something here, I can tell you.
A short one, attempted bouncer, and that's put away in great style again for 4 more. And one feels a shade sorry for the bowlers, I must say. It's almost impossible to bowl to this man when he's in this frame of mind. That's the great joy of Viv Richards, who's immediately put him into the crowd for 6. Oh, that's a real cracker of a shot. Soared away into the far distance there, right smack into the middle of the crowd. So 150 goes on the board for Viv Richards, holding down the wicket to shake him by the hand.
tremendous performance. 4 sixes, 15 fours, and he's scored up more than a runner ball. He's only had 147 balls. Big Bob Willis has been the one man to have contained Richards out there in his 10th over now. He's given away only 22 runs. Dunbar's going to contain that one. 4 more. And that means that's gone a magnificent 6, right over the top.
Well, at least he deigned to really give it a full swing at the bat this time, but almost the easiest hit of the whole game. He's just popped it where he wanted.
He was a World Cup winner. He helped make Somerset a force to be reckoned with in the domestic one-day game. He captained his country 50 times, and he could bowl a bit too.
The England team was well aware that Richards had failed to register a century in this series. His average of 44.2 represented something of a failure by the great man's own standards. He didn't wait long to show that it was all about to change. John Embry suffering there, and then the first of half a dozen sixes as Ellison sees a perfectly respectable delivery dispatched from the middle of the bat. They always say that the best batsmen let the top hand dominate their shots. Richards puts that theory to the ultimate test. Ian Botham found that his 354 test wickets counted for nothing when he bowled to Richards. A mighty blow into the top tier of the stand. He went to his century with a perfectly controlled sweep off middle stump. If Richards could have chosen anywhere in the world to score a century like this, his home ground in St John's, Antigua would have been the venue, and the crowd gave him a rapturous reception. It was the fastest test century of all time, coming from only 56 balls in 70 minutes. Richards' second 50 took just 21 balls, and in all he struck 6 sixes and 7 fours. And this was the last 6 before the end of the innings.
What would West Indian cricket give now to have such a force of nature, such as Viv Richards, in their side? A Somerset colleague of Richards's is at number 4, Ian Botham. Who writes your scripts? Graham Gooch once asked him. Who indeed? For most English cricket fans, the summer of 1981 remains the most famous and well-remembered of any series between England and Australia since Bodyline 50 years before. And once you've had an entire series named after you, then your legendary status is assured.
Yeah, what a triumph for him it would be if he could still be batting at 6 o'clock this evening. Lovely shot. Allman pitching up again, inviting him to drive, and Ian Botham needs no second invitation. And that's, again, beautifully timed. It was backward a square, but it's 4 runs nonetheless. Yep, that's beaten him. 4 more. Oh, beautiful stroke. Beautiful stroke. And if the other one was unorthodox, that was a classic cut. And not quite where he intended, but it brings him his 50 nonetheless. His second 50 of the match, and that broad smile conveying a real sense of enjoyment. Absolute thoroughbred stroke. And that'll be 4 more. And there is the 100 partnership between Ian Botham and Graham Dilley.
Ian Botham looking for that, let alone chasing it. It's going straight into the confectionery stall and out again.
What a wonderful follow through.
Only one slip now. It's a no ball and it's 4. 99 to Botham. Safely away for 4. That's a splendid 100. A great innings by Ian Botham. 50 in the first innings, a century in the second, and 6 wickets. A marvellous all-round performance, and Mike Greeley is just giving him the word to stick around. But if he sticks around for too much longer, we'll be starting to think in terms of what might England's bowlers do on this pitch.
Did he get a touch on that? I think that he did. And if so, it was a desperately difficult chance. Yes, no signal from the umpire. So Rodney Marsh did very well to reach it. And it's done more than revive Ian Botham's career. It's positively revived this Test series. Oh, magnificent stroke. 4 more runs.
Carded away, and that takes Ian Botham to 4,000 runs in Test match cricket.
Botham's achievements were a schoolboy's fantasy come to life, and he has cast into shadow the many who have tried to follow in his footsteps. But there's one Englishman whose recent form suggests that at last there's one pretender to the crown who may not be flattering to deceive. Against South Africa in the English summer of 2003, Andrew Flintoff was a revelation. He'd been threatening to make such a breakthrough for some time.
Collect that just below us here.
Now, all the way, but not too far away from the man. It'll be signal 6. The crowd will clap. Gone for the hook, and he's got a big one. He's got hold of it. That is 20 rows back. Broke his bat.
It's been belted all over the park. But you've broken the mighty blade. And you throw your arms aloft. It's just good cricket. What entertainment.
What a strike that is from Andrew Flintoff. What an extraordinary strike. That is a long, long boundary down to the pavilion. That is a length ball from a quick bowler. And he's just given it a swat. Yes! Flintoff has made his second Test match 100 here at Lord's, and he's done it in the most dramatic style.
And here we have a big one. It's taken him a while to feel comfortable against these bowlers. The first one out of the screws.
It's a very big boundary and not big enough for this man.
Baseball style, one bounce into the fence. Flintoff's going for it.
That bat is spring-loaded. It's like one of those drivers you have with a titanium inset, just flying off. The ball appears to be, well, you can hardly see it. And he's looking for a couple here. He's found the gap. Very well fielded.
And he's gone! Andrew Flintoff at second slip. Really good captaincy from Michael Warne, because Sean Pollock is a good player. He can bat, but Warne went on the attack. And that attacking line and length again from Anderson. A little bit of movement has done for Pollock. Gone for a duck. Good shout. Oh, it's gone up. Gone. What a good delivery. Comprehensively York, Mark Boucher, and Andrew Flintoff has his 50th one-day wicket.
Bowled in. Another Yorker from Andrew Flintoff.
Perfect again from Flintoff. Ends a magical innings from Callis, but there's not much you can do when you're trying to hit out. And the thing about this Yorker is it's coming in at a rate of knots. He's bowling good pace.
This over is really full of Andrew Flintoff's assets with the ball. Good probing line there and a little bit of movement, not getting the reward on that occasion. Here, some sharp aggression and a good reaction as well to stop the runs coming back down the wicket. Then a good bit of thinking there, his strong shoulder action, producing a bouncer. The fourth ball making sure the same batsman is still on strike, the accuracy really coming to the fore. And then finally, the fifth ball there, the extra bounce, the hostility, he really does bring fire and brimstone to the England attack.
Freddie Flintoff is becoming a talisman for this England side. In the Caribbean in 2003-04, he took his first fifer in Test cricket with the ball.
Gone! In the air and caught. Off he goes.
That's edge, that's caught. Much better result this time round.
Well, that's fourth wicket for Andrew Flintoff. Andrew Flintoff looking for his first fifer in Test cricket. And he gets it with the very first ball. Superb piece of bowling for Andrew Flintoff. 5 for 58. He's England's bowling hero this time.
Behind the stumps in my fantasy team would be the man who has revolutionised the concept of the wicketkeeper batsman, Australian Adam Gilchrist. From an age when the wicketkeeper was a fielder first and a batsman second has come Gilchrist, who can not only catch but can bat the opposition right out the match, and in double quick time too. He is the embodiment of the aggressive Aussie philosophy of putting runs on the board as quickly as possible, which has done so much to reinvigorate Test cricket in the last few years. And like Flintoff, you'll always put your pint down to watch him.
Well, that's another four. He's dissected the two, let's say, hook trap fieldsman.
And it will be 50 now. 52 to be exact. Yet another test match half century for Adam Gilchrist.
He's got it. It's gone a long way. And it's dropped onto the cycle track. That's a 6 for Adam Gilchrist. Carries him to 99. No nervous 90s for him. He's got it. May just have got the hands to it, but he'll get 100 from a very, very difficult chance to David Bernard at backward point. Cut firmly and low. But Bernard took a catch like that to dismiss Lehman in the border test match. Gilchrist won't mind. That's his 8th test 100.
That was Goff's slower ball, and it got the treatment.
Oh, great shot. Particularly as the ball swung late on him. Great shot.
He's gone for that one, and he's got it. Always looked as though it would happen, and it was bound to. He's an aggressive player. And he's gone again. Is the result the same? It's even better. It's gone for 6.
A wonderful shot. That's a magnificent shot off the back foot, racing away to mid-wicket. Lovely shot. 4 more. Just go and fetch it. It's party time for one team.
Nobody there at long off. Beautiful shot. Straight as you like from Adam Gilchrist. He's on 99. I think Caddick might be thinking about a bouncer over his head here. Yeah. He tried it, but what an innovation from Adam Gilchrist. Forget the hook shot. I'll just open the face of the bat and run it over the wicketkeeper for 4. A wonderful shot and a wonderful century.
Just look at this. This is not going to be in the textbook anywhere. There's never a fielder in that position.
Having got to 100, he just exploded, and England went everywhere. There were 6s galore, and 4 of them, and one of them just went forever and ever and ever. And he briefly looked completely unbowlable out. It was a terrific effort. That one was a crisp strike in the mid-on region, so perfectly balanced when he plays his strokes. And it's not a surprise when he raises his bat, having gone to 150.
Well, what about this? Is this out? This is freaky. Oh boy, could this be the turning of the worm in the most unlikeliest of fashions?
Now we go to the mid-wicket camera and we see the disastrous luck that befell Marcus Trescothick. He sweeps the ball hard into the shin there. It ricochets up in the air, but watch the reactions of Adam Gilchrist. Great pace off the mark, and then the athleticism to throw himself forward and cling onto the catch. So a terrific performance from Australia's wicketkeeper.
Out, stumped by a mile. Mark Ramprakash looking to hit Shane Warne way back over his head. First time he's really used his feet. A swing and a miss, and he's got to walk back now. Shane Warne has his 4th wicket.
The first specialist bowler I've chosen is our second knight of the realm. He's a man who almost single-handedly made New Zealand a force to be reckoned with during the 70s and 80s.
OBW, and will that be a wicket for Richard Hadlee with his last ball in Test cricket, to join a very select group of players who have done that. The end of England's second innings with the score at 158. So it's a great performance from New Zealand. They have to make 345 to win. That was plumb. Another 5 in an innings for Richard Hadlee.
As with so many on this list, he's a perfectionist who bowled with a relentless nagging line and length. But he's much more than just an up-and-down bowler. Maybe no player before or since has been able to manipulate a cricket ball at such speed through the air and off the pitch.
Big shot for LBW is out. Bowled in. Magnificent delivery. Far too good for Stephen Warne.
Another appeal for LBW. He's gone. Campbell is out.
Oh, and that's brilliantly caught. What a fantastic catch.
That's it. Richard Hadlee has his 100th bag of 5 in first-class cricket, his 35th bag of 5 in Test cricket, and Australia are out for 110.
And that's got to be out. The goose didn't even turn. Beautifully bowled by Hadlee.
Beautifully bowled. Oops, he's bowled him. And that got through. It's very well up to Mike Gadding. Yes, full toss.
That superb performance with bat and ball, 10 wickets in the test and a knock of 68, guided New Zealand to their first victory in a test series in England.
He was no slouch with the bat either, and would have got into this team as an all-rounder. He was quite simply the complete cricketer.
Oh, big hit from Richard Hadlee, and he's got 6 in the players' tunnel. Big hit, Richard Hadlee with a big one, and his 6 now into the north stand. Oh, here's Hadlee with a big one. This could be into the stand, and it is.
Now for the first of the spinners, and one of the top 5 Wisden-rated cricketers of the 20th century, and member of the elite 500 wicket club, Shane Warne.
First ball. Now what's happened? Mike Gadding staying there. The bail is off. He's bowled him. Gadding can't believe it. Dickie Bird, I suppose, can believe it. First ball, lethal.
It's a perfectly pitched leg spinner. Pitching just outside leg with a little bit of curve, and that's a beautiful delivery.
There can't be a cricket fan in the world who doesn't recall the Aussies' first delivery in Test cricket in England. That miracle delivery set the tone for a brilliant career.
Bowled him. Well, and that is the variation that worked. It spun prodigiously from outside the leg stump where a lot of the rough is.
Yes, LBW, Alex Stewart.
He is one of that rare breed who can intimidate the opposition psychologically before they've even reached the crease.
Stumped him. Call for the screen. Call for the third umpire. Let's take a look at this.
Thorpe in quest of some quick runs there. And the ball bounces pretty high. Yes, and he's well gone.
And Ajitagaka, one has to feel sorry for him. 6 ducks in a row against Australia. That's not good news.
He has the finest cricket brain of any player I've ever played against, with an unbelievable ability to quickly identify and then exploit a batsman's weakness.
Bowling a good line, leg stump just outside. Srinath perishing here, again looking to hit against the turn, getting the outside edge, and a good catch here by Mark Waugh. Srinath was dropped once, but Waugh making no mistake on that occasion.
Yes, the tailenders actually didn't do too badly. Certainly Shinat and Mark Ward doesn't make him look easy, though, when he catches them, doesn't he? Absolutely simple. Then Harbhajan Singh also going for the big one there, lofting it in the air. The other brother Ward didn't make this one look that easy. He ended up stumbling and falling. Last time I saw him take a catch in that position, he was juggling it around. I think he was quite relieved to get that one into his hands.
Well, I think that's out. And there's the finger. George Sarp says you've got to go. Caught silly point. It was sharp. And he's bowled him. Neck and crop through the gate. Magnificent delivery from Shane Warne. Too good for Afzal. England lose their 6th wicket. Disaster.
Oh, out LBW. Craig White, the man out.
In the air and out. Another one for Shane Warne. Mark Butcher's walked for that.
Oh. That's a cracker. That's a beautiful piece of bowling. Quicker, flatter, and with a lot of leg spin.
I'm not sure how you play this. Probably like that and hope you miss it.
And that is it. Umpire Willie has raised his finger. I don't know that Alex Stewart is what you term totally happy. It seemed one of the more spontaneous shouts I've seen, although I have been known to say don't pay too much attention to the shouts out there. And Shane Warne has got his 400th wicket in Test cricket. Richard Hadlee in his 80th Test did it. This is the victim. Well, it looks like an edge.
Apart from having had a little time off for bad behaviour, the leg-spinning legend shows no sign of finishing anytime soon. And who's to say he won't be the first player to reach the previously undreamt total of 600 Test match wickets.
Bolden, what a ripper. What an absolute beauty.
Oh, yes, Warne. Time for more pace, I think, and another one of my old sparring partners, the White Lightning, Alan Donald. A gentleman off the field, on it he had what every captain looks for in a quick bowler, a barely contained fury, and I should know. This passage of play at Trent Bridge in 1998 is the moment of my career which I'm still asked about the most. It was Test cricket, as it should be, at its most intense.
Ah, that's a very good catch, I suspect, off the glove. No, it doesn't look as though it is going to be a very good catch off the glove, so our only way is to look at the replay.
Well, Donald is enormously disappointed on this one. And that's the reason why. That's out. Well, Steve Dunn is under a lot of pressure, but that is definitely out.
Very quick bouncer coming from round the wicket. Much harder to play for the right-hander. It's starting off on the outside edge of his body, so to speak, and then going across past his chin or over it.
Very aggressive out there. And again, Alan Donald, Maori fast bowler. Some words to say to Michael Atherton. Vicious, really, really vicious. Straight, right at the target, which in this instance was the head.
Well, I must admit, I'm glad I'm sat here behind a monitor rather than being out there facing him, because Alan Donald is really firing on all cylinders. Very quick delivery. And almost a little bit of appreciation there from Michael Atherton. Just a little nod.
He's hit that high in the air. Paul Adams going back from square leg. And it drops 2 or 3 yards in front of him.
Well, I think he probably reasoned that with all these fielders close in and England needing runs to win this match, that it was a reasonably safe shot. And he got half a bat on it. Well, he certainly got half a bat on it, and then ended up safe, but only just.
Paul Adams has now gone out deep. Well, between them, they could write a book, these two, by the time they're finished. The transcripts might not be particularly publishable, not in the full form, but it's exciting.
If raw, unadulterated pace is your thing, then you'll agree with my next selection at number 10, Shoaib Akhtar.
This time, quick head delivery and bullseye. Shoaib Akhtar has bowled a beautiful Yorker. Beat the batsman for pace, followed that slow one with express delivery, 97.6 miles an hour.
The Pakistani paceman, also known as the Rawalpindi Express, has been threatening that 100 miles an hour barrier in Test cricket for some time now.
At pace very close to 100 miles an hour, something around 97 dollars.
And he's gone. Another Yorker, bullseye. Wicket number 2 for Pakistan in Shoaib Akhtar.
Of course, Shoaib may go for 20 and an over if his control isn't spot on, since the brisk run-up and the slingy action is all about delivering the fastest ball he possibly can. His all-or-nothing approach means that crowds love him and batsmen fear him.
Great shot. Very packed offside field. There's no man at square leg. And this is a really good stroke from Trescothick.
Good fortune here once again. Trescothick played this to such good effect the other day at the Oval. So close.
Oh, how did that miss? But it's 4. I feel for your son. He's done everything to get a wicket. They haven't smiled on him today.
Bowling from Shoaib Akhtar. That's number 3 for Shoaib Akhtar. In the similar fashion, jocked the batsman. Bullseye once again, hitting the middle stump. This is great stuff from Shoaib Akhtar.
quick through the air. That's one of the keys here with Shoaib Akhtar. Bowled him. Another one gone. 4 down, and Shoaib Akhtar is on fire.
Similar fashion, the only difference of that occasion was it was the off stump that was uprooted.
He's getting less and less accurate down there. This is the middle stump. He really is in perfect rhythm. It's just sheer pace. Batsmen can't get their feet out of the blocks. Stumps are being threatened. They've been in the field for a long time as well. When you've done that, you're always going to be a bit slow, but I don't think any amount of freshness would have been able to weather this storm.
This is Shoaib running in. This is a sight the batsmen don't like out there at the moment. New Zealand swings that ball and bang. That's it, right on the foot. So 9 wickets down, 73 runs.
Oh, gone. Middle stump uprooted. Shoaib Akhtar has picked up 6 wickets. His career best analysis here.
Great strike rate in terms of batting. That's just a cracker. Well, you can see the celebration happening here at the National Stadium, and rightly so, because this is a ripper. The classic Yorker from Shoaib Akhtar.
Average speed of 92 miles an hour. If those 10 aren't enough to sap the spirit of any opposing team, then the number 11 will manage it all by himself. He's the little Sri Lankan maestro, Muttiah Muralitharan. Like his great rival Shane Warne, Murali has a way of psyching out the opposition from the dressing room. His unique action generates so much spin, especially on the pitches of the subcontinent, that at times he can be literally unplayable. Abroad too, he has found success, and no more so than here in England, where the Oval saw him provide one of the greatest ever demonstrations of the spinner's art.
Misjudged the stroke. It's good flight.
There's a lot more to his liking. He's gone. Ramprakash has gone. Caught at square leg. And Muralitharan has got the breakthrough that Sri Lanka have been striving for all afternoon. He's got the pitch of that, and he's hit it straight down the hands, straight into the hands of mid-on. Marvin Atapatu.
Yes. Hold him. There the wicket is taken with the bowling change. Dominic Cork beaten.
Well, the bails are off, and yeah, he's clipped him on the way through. Murali has his 5th wicket of the innings. Ian Salisbury seemed unsure. Gilchrist was absolutely sure what had happened. He had the best view of things, and Ian Salisbury is bowled by Muralitharan for 2. England are 343 for 8. Well, perfectly true. A lot of magic from Murali over these last few days.
That's gone. That's inside edge onto the pad. Ramprakash goes. And now it looks for all the world like a Sri Lankan victory. Ramprakash out for 42. Another good innings from him. Bowl him. Bowl him behind his pads. I suspect that might have been the leg break, because it was either that or the top spinner, and it was very well bowled if it was a leggy coming in from the rough outside the right-hander's leg stump. Made an awful clatter. Well, there certainly was a clatter. That's nothing to the noise made by the Sri Lankan fielders now that they've bowled out England for 181. 30 extras there. Angus Fraser remained not out naught. Gough out for 15 and bowled behind his pads.
Top edge, going to be caught, and is Sanath Jayasuriya, the captain, holds on. And Michael Vaughan falls 4 short of a half-century. And no surprises, the man who's got the wicket, Muttiah Muralitharan.
The most noticeable thing about Muralitharan's action is his ferocious bodywork and pivot at the point of delivery. He also has a rather unusual defect in his right elbow, which you'll be able to pick up if you just look at this side-on view. It's a quirk that he had from birth, and he can't fully straighten his right elbow. It's meant that at times his action has been questioned, but it's been cleared by the ICC. Muralitharan's unusual asset is the flexibility of his wrists, allowing him to bowl two deliveries which look similar but are different. The one on the left here is the top spinner, which bowled over the top of the wrist and spins straight on. The one on the right is the big off break, which turns into the right-handed batsman. They're not very easy to distinguish.
It's bowled him. What a beauty. Butcher's got to go. It wasn't back-to-back hundreds. That has pitched well outside leg stump and hit the top of off. Credit to the bowler.
That is a great delivery. It really bowled a lot quicker from Murali. I don't think even he was expecting as much turn as this. Might have just hit in the foot marks, but it's a quick delivery. And look where this pitches. Well, that's, you say pitch leg, hit off. Well, that's pitch way outside leg and hit off. Great delivery.
Have a look at this for a response from Muttiah Muralitharan. It's just, what is it? It's all in a day's work. But it isn't, because it is a staggering amount of spin. This is a finger spinner. There can't have been a finger spinner who's spun the ball that much. Shane Warne spins the ball that much. He's a wrist spinner. Murali may not get the in-drift that Warne gets, but he gets the spin 47 centimetres outside the stumps.
He bowled him. He's tried to kick it away, the England captain, and he's deflected it onto his leg stump.
That's what Sri Lanka do without Murali. They don't win. They do win with Murali.
It's going to be close. And he's gone. Muralitharan strikes. Chris Gale is gone. There was a little bit of hesitation from the umpire, but the crooked finger came up eventually. And he struck.
Muralitharan, there the ball pitched outside the line of the off stump. Going on with the arm, Chris Gale, they're playing around it. I think he got caught in the crease. Good decision, I'd say that's out.
And at least in this team, Murali will be getting some help from the other end. So that's it, my entertainers 11. I know what you're thinking. Where's Latchman, Sobers, Lilly and Cairns, and all the rest? Well, that's for you to decide. Enjoy the game.